back. We got the squad back together for the first time in what seems like forever. And what a last couple weeks for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What are we like? Almost got every single point available against Boston, Tampa, Florida, and then there was a couple shitty teams mixed in there. But
fucking nerds.
Like, what are we thinking about this? Do you guys believe as much as me?
I'm feeling pretty good.
I feel pretty good, but this is the kind of feeling that I had last year. But I think it was now, it was unwarranted last year, right? Joe Thornton's scoring gave me hope, which hindsight, not the best call, but no, I feel confident. I feel that there was that Nick Richard tweet where he said like the only thing I'm scared of for the playoffs is the Leafs.
Yep.
Right, which is the perfect tweet, because if we lose, it's going to be because we lose. It's not going to be an absence of winning. It's going to be we lose.
Yeah, the other team's not better or beating us. It's because we're absolutely screwing ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That has happened every single year except since this. So Capitals were a better team than us.
Yeah.
Bruins first year were a better team than us. Then we were a better team than them. Better team than Columbus, better team than Montreal. So the past like 3, questionably 4 years, we have been the better teams and we beat ourselves. So what is the different feeling? Because even last year, like I believe, but not to the point
we're
that
better
I am now.
Dude, we're better. I just think we're better. You just look at the lineup, right? We've had injuries all year, but I just feel like they haven't been as big of a deal. Mind you, the top 4 guys have not been hurt, right? But like albeit Marner and Matthews, if Tavares or Nylander, one of them got hurt, I don't think it's the end of the world, because there's been times where they have been down anyways, right? And we can mix and match a lineup up to at least make a second line. I just think we're better, right? Like I think we're getting fucking so mad that Justin Hull is on the third pair with like a great pairing, like a great other defenseman, and we're like, fucking, that's terrible. This is terrible. I hate this. Right now, mind you, it's Muzzin and Hall, which makes me cry, and I don't think it is tonight, right? But
no,
we're getting mad at a third pair that like most teams don't have. Now, our top, like I think we're up and down the line. Our D is better than it has been.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any superstars on that defense. No one, I think everyone would agree, right? We could
on
call
our
Riley
defense,
a star.
Riley? Yeah, I would say
Riley's not a super. No, Riley's not a star. Riley's a really good player.
Yeah,
I mean he has 52 assists this season for like the 3rd or 4th time in his career, but like I think he's
we watch him play
in defense scoring, and his defensive numbers have been much better this year. But
ever since the contract,
you know what I mean. Well,
he's not Cale Makar. He's not Cale Makar or Adam Fox.
No,
he's never going to contend for a Norris.
No, and that's fine, obviously.
Yeah,
but this is, if we were always going to have these pretty good defensemen, you kind of need them up and down the lineup.
Yeah.
Right. And we do, right? We're getting mad. We were getting mad before that Justin Hull was on the second pair. Now we're getting mad he's on the third pair, which sounds like a really awesome problem to have, especially his advanced metrics have been great, like you said, but I also said, well, Lilligren's have been amazing. And we know that's just kind of like, there's context, there's nuance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Mark, what are your thoughts?
I just think we look better.
Like I said, like the defense, way more confidence in this D than any other D we had going into the playoffs. Like before, it was Cody Ceci and Gardner.
Yeah. Well, so last year
supposed to be our best pair.
Last year, our defense was Morgan Riley, TJ Brody, Jake Muzzin, Justin Hall, Rasmus Sandin, and Travis Dermott. And so keep in mind as well, guys, Mac Hollowell was up with the Leafs during the playoffs last year. So
that's our 11th defenseman.
Yeah. Not even a question. Yeah, not even a question.
Then once Muzzin went down, he had to come in. And
well, I think we had Bogosian too.
And now we do.
Dahlstrom's are 9th, and we would have been happy with him being our 7th last year.
Yeah,
and he would have He would have played.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So I think our defense is the biggest step forward, but then all of our players.
You know what's cool? You know what's cool? Other than Brody and I think Riley, if someone got hurt and got replaced, there is a pro for the guy who replaces him. There might be more cons, but there's a pro.
Right.
Like if Sandy comes in, we go, oh, offense. Justin Hall, okay, maybe not. But Lilligren, right? Bigger ceiling, lower floor, right? I just feel like, when you bring in Dahlstrom or Hollowell, it's like every part of him is a step down.
Or Martin Marinson.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that on this podcast, actually.
But okay, I want you guys to try and name one player, and like Jason Spezza might be a bit of an obvious one, but one player on the Leafs who has regressed and not even just stayed consistent, but like, can you name one guy who hasn't improved?
Jason Spezza doesn't count because he's like past the age marker. That's not fair.
Yeah. Can you think of one? Even guys that weren't on the Leafs last year.
Does that count?
Who would you say?
I said Simmons.
Yeah, he was kind of shit last year too.
Yeah,
he's kind of Spezza. He's Spezza territory. He's Spezza territory. Just like he's just a guy.
Yeah,
Hall, but he is exactly what he was last year. But he played 20 really good games, and we went, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think we just let it slide, which is actually fair. You know what I mean? Like, if you play 40 unreal games and 40 shit games, you regress to the mean, which is still okay. But I think he's not bad. He's not a bad defenseman. If we can argue about Hall being a 6th or 7th defenseman, I think that's a great time to have.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He can play the tough minutes on a PK, play a lot of minutes there. He can be physical. He always gets absolutely nailed at least once a game, but he can play physical.
How nice is it that we don't have to talk about salary cap? Like, it just doesn't matter.
It's
so nice. It's so nice.
Yeah.
All right.
But can you guys think of one?
No,
I literally can't think of one player who hasn't even. I would say Kerfoot.
No, Muzzin.
Yeah, Muzzin. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Except here's the difference. We very well, because he has been out, had more rest. We very well might have a healthy Jake Muzzin in the playoffs, which we have.
We just need an okay one.
Yeah.
We need a 5 guy.
Yeah, 5 guy, like a good, like a real 5 guy.
Yeah. Right now, what a blessing to have Jake Muzzin on the 5th pair.
Yeah.
But
5th pair, that's fucking really good.
Yeah, 5th defenseman. So there's been a lot of lineup changes last little bit. Even during games, Keith has been like putting guys through the blender. And I know that we kind of talk about this every single podcast, but what if you were Sheldon Keefe in game 1 of the playoff start tomorrow and Andre Kasha was healthy, which there hasn't been any news about him. I just checked earlier today, but March 25th, they said he would just probably not miss the next, probably only miss the next 2 games, and that he might be back, but he could be season ending. But I'm going to assume that Andre Kasha is going to be back for the playoffs.
There's no way he's missing it.
Yeah. So what is your guys' optimal lineups if we had to walk into the playoffs tomorrow? Or is it team dependent that we play?
No, it's not. It's who do you think, the actual question is, who do you think is going to make Nylander and Tavares the best? And that's the answer to who plays on that line.
Okay. So do you want mine? I'll start.
Okay.
So Bunting, Matthews, Marner. I think we all can agree on that.
What? No, that's so dumb.
I have Nylander, Tavares, and Engvall.
Dude, I love you. Know me, man.
I would.
That's something that you try beforehand.
Yeah, and I think that they should
you spit out.
But here's the thing: is because did we not see how amazing Kasha, Kampf, and Mikheyev played earlier in the season as a shutdown line, which we've never had in the playoffs? And those guys can still put the puck in the net. And then with the way Engvall is playing, how fast he is kind of makes up for Tavares being a little bit slower foot speed, allows Nylander to do more puck possession because he has a speedy winger. I just think that top 9 is everything that you need it to be. And I think Engvall has developed into a top 6 player. Like, granted, a 6 guy in that, but he can be a top 6 player on most teams in the league and do completely fine. He's just killing it.
Yeah.
And then my fourth line, I have Kerfoot, Blackwell, and Spezza/Simmons, whoever you kind of want to put in there. But that's a speedy, in your face, defensively sound 4th line.
That's same as my 4th line.
Yeah.
Kerfoot, Blackwell in the middle, and Spezza out on the wing.
Yeah. That
they're going to put one of Clifford or Simmons in. You guys just have to understand that.
Yeah.
And
they're going to.
But it'll be interesting to see, do they take out Jason Spezza then?
That's what we want. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah, it
but,
has to be, right?
They're not
Like,
going to probably.
It has to. If Cash is back, then it has to be, because you do not.
Yeah.
There's no way you take out anyone else. And I know we could say like, oh, they might. There is some games left. Blackwell could play himself out of the lineup.
I've liked his game though.
I know.
Like
so no, I know that's what I mean. He'd have to play himself out. Engvall can even play himself out.
Ooh.
No, but there's 15. There's 10 games left. You could play yourself out. If the playoffs started today, it's Spezza, and it has to be. And right. You keep said today that because is Spezza playing today? I don't think so, right?
No.
And he said something like, just like, because he played in Dallas for 5-6 years. So he said, the location of where we're playing does not affect our lineup.
Wow.
Basically said, right? So that's the start of him getting people prepared, I think.
Babcockian.
Right.
Oh, don't even say that.
I mean, it's fucking Dallas, right?
Yeah.
I think Jason cares.
Yeah.
Did Jason even go on the road?
Yeah, probably.
So I stayed home.
On defense,
he went to fire the boys up.
Yeah, I don't know how much
that gets me going.
I have Riley, Boosh, Muzzin, Brody, Gio, Lily in my day one playoff. Now, do I think that'll happen? No, I do think that Hall's going to start, but that is just my personal.
I have the exact same.
What I will say is Hall might have a spot, but he can lose that spot, I think, very easily.
Yeah, especially with Sandy and Lily betting us. Yeah. What a great problem to have, eh? Have we ever had this? And then
we've been saying it all year. I know I've been. You have to use your entry level contracts.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we have a lot of these guys for the next few years, we're gonna have, hopefully we can sign Gio to that kind of like Jason Spezza-ish, even a Simmons type contract for a couple years, because he still has some left in the tank, especially in a 5-6 role, playing with Lilligren. And then you re-sign Boosh, Sandine, and Lily, which I think is totally doable. And you have a bunch of guys coming up in the forward group that can replace guys that you can't afford.
Nyes, Cini, Robertson, and
Abruzzese.
Yeah. So that's two may have to make the team, and you're good.
I think the Gio Lily line has been the best defensive pairing the last whatever.
Yeah.
Every game they play together is the best pair.
So this is
Gio tells Keith, if Gio tells Keith he wants to play with Lily, does he play with Lily?
I would be
I don't know if
interested
he
to
has
see
that
how
much
that
influence
works.
yet, but he should listen to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's older than him.
One thing that I saw last game specifically from Lilligren, which showed me that he is a everyday NHL player now, was he was out with Gio, who's like an older veteran. You can tell the guy probably respects the hell of him, probably watched him growing up. And Lilligren had the puck in his own end, and Gio was available on the one side. And instead of just deferring and passing to the veteran puck moving defenseman, he held on to it, made some moves in the defensive zone, and made a perfect breakout pass all the way down to the other blue line. And that was just like, you would think that he just has confidence finally. And that was always the thing with Lilligren. I think he lacked confidence, especially last year in the playoffs. You saw it, like he was too quick with everything. But now that he's not just deferring to the veteran that he's playing with. And that's so good to see. That was like a big sign for me that I was like, this guy is one of my favorites and will be for years to come.
I feel like in December, when we're talking about how Lily and Sandine are doing, we're like, yeah, Sandine looks NHL ready, but Lily, he still needs some like more playing time. Like he's just doing all right. But then ever since like January, like the guy's just been unreal.
Yeah.
Well, it was all like young people, like rookie mistakes though, right? I remember bringing that up. I was just like, it's mistakes that you make when you've been in the NHL for 32 games, right? Because I said like, you should look at the peak more for a guy like that, right? A guy who's played 40 games. You don't look at the worst plays he's made, right? Because you can fix those. He's 21, right? Maybe you can't. Maybe he ends up being Travis Dermott, but
that's what I was going to bring up.
Exactly. But then you don't, and that's fine, right? But his peak still already looks better than Travis Dermott, right?
Oh my God, yeah. So, and he's jacked.
He's jacked. He's got a cool mustache.
He's no Pierre Engvall. Sorry, Chad Engvall. But
Chad, oh my God. He's so dreamy, eh? We should just do a 45-minute podcast on how hot
Engvall.
And we don't call him Engvall, we call him Pierre.
Yeah. Okay, so this podcast, we're going to do some of our player awards this far into the season, and I told you guys to prepare. Mark, we're going to start with you, and then we're just going to go circular here. Let's start with most improved.
Yeah, we're going to say him again. Pierre.
Yeah. Pierre?
We're going Enval.
Yeah.
Wait, should we do all of them, or let's do one award at a time, all three of us.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. It's got to be Bunting, right? Most unexpected, I think, is Pierre. The most improved, as the award would be written, is Michael Bunting.
So my because I largely agree with you. The reason I say Engvall takes it is because we saw last year on the Arizona Coyotes that Bunting could be a top 6 player, and then he got to play with Matthews and Meyer, right? Yeah. So it was just like, it's not. That's what I mean.
Like, it could have been there anyways, right?
He could have been there. Yeah. Whereas Pierre Engvall, no one at the start of the year, including us, we talked so much shit about this guy.
Him, like, just trade him.
We're like, he costs too much. We're up against.
We all said it. I think I was the earliest to get on his train, but you were right. I was.
We were all if anyone wants to go dig those up, it was pretty tough. Mine was
just ripping guys apart.
I had it was close, but I kind of knew you guys would say Pierre Engvall, so I went with Timothy Lilligren, because I wouldn't be upset if he played 18 minutes a night. Where at the start of the season, we were hoping that he would play in the lineup, but it was like, would this guy even be up with the team come playoff time? So mine is going to be Timothy Lilligren, just to mix it up a little.
I didn't think I would trust him for 18 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if a rookie defenseman is playing 12 minutes a night and he's playing okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Yeah. But if an injury happens, like, you can slot that's a cool thing you were saying earlier, Dan, is like, if an injury happens anywhere in the defensive lineup, we have guys that can play top line minutes anywhere. It's not like if Jake Muzzin goes down, it's like, oh shit, we have a massive hole.
Yeah.
Like, Gio can step up and play that, you know? Like, it's so nice.
Muzzin not playing well might have actually helped.
Yeah. Even getting injured. Like, obviously,
as long as he comes back and plays okay, and he doesn't get hurt. He just needs to play okay, not get hurt, and I take it kind of as a positive. Now, obviously, I just want him to be elite, but you know, when you get hurt that often and you're aging, like, we can't expect him to just stay like that.
Yeah. MVP. So let's start with you, Mark, and we'll go around again. I think it's pretty unanimous here. Pretty unanimous. I hardly even want to put that one in. So the next one we might have some different takes here. The resident tough guy, or the guy that you're like most excited in the playoffs to play that role. Start with you, Mark.
The guy that gets you the most horned up.
I just thought tough guy. I put the Boosh.
Oh, the Boosh.
Because he just leads the team and hits every time he plays, and I just love it. So I'm hoping he does that in the playoffs.
Fair answer. Good.
But are you trying to say a Bunting or a Boosh?
Now I'm like,
because like the guy who I actually, I mean, I don't know if Bunting's tough or he's just stupid. Both, right? Because it's like, he's just like, I'm just going to throw my body over here. Hope I get a couple cross checks to the neck. And that someone winds up in the box for 2 minutes that isn't me. Right?
Yeah.
Engvall.
He's gonna be
Engvall, baby. I wanted to fight so bad.
I feel like he just Chara someone. You know, just ragdoll McCabe around. A unit. My tough guy is Michael Bunting, and this is my criteria for the award.
Okay.
If Matthews was to get punched in the head, who would be the one guy in the Toronto Maple Leafs that would go over and try to beat the fuck out of the guy or cross-check him back?
No one.
It would be Michael Bunting.
No one.
Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think anyone. Really.
I don't even know.
No, because I don't think Bunting would fight. I think he would.
Yeah. No. He wouldn't fight, but he would be a guy that would go over and give it right back and not.
But I don't want that. I don't want a two-hand slash to the neck.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, in the scrums, we saw what happened with Johnny T. No one fucking did anything on that play.
No.
Right? If Bunting was out there, Bunting would have. That's my point. And I think in the playoffs, he's gonna feed into that role even more, because we saw last year what happened with Matthews and Marner. Had Ben Sherratt all over them, hitting them in the head.
He might kick it up a notch in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think he's going to know.
I hope get away with it.
I hope there's another notch. That'd be so cool. Because I don't know. There's not a lot of other notches on this team. To be honest, right?
Yeah.
All right, like there's not a lot of like wiggle room, like plus 1%.
He plays the role that we haven't really had except for Kadri. And in the playoffs, those guys get away with it even more. So I'm hoping he knows that and he just it's even a little rattier.
Yeah. He's a less tough Darcy Tucker. Yeah. So the next one is Rookie of the Year. We might have some similar answers on this one. Mark, you start us off.
I put Bunting in for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bunting.
That was mine. It was Bunting. Lily was close second, but Bunting was mine.
Yeah. Depends on what the media want. If they want the actual young person, you can have Lily.
Yeah. So the next one, I have two. It's favorite player, and I think we're all going to agree that Austin Matthews is our favorite player, right? But I want you to think of someone who is your favorite player who is Austin Matthews.
You know what's funny? It used to be Nylander. My favorite player, probably the mid part of last season, was Nylander, and then it's been Matthews.
Yeah.
I think it's disrespectful if you don't say Matthews, because he's the best player that we're ever
going to see.
That we will ever see in the Leafs uniform. So if you don't say that, I think you're missing something.
Yeah, it's like saying George Springer is my favorite Blue Jay. Like, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's no Vlad Guerrero.
No, exactly. I'll even let you say Bichette, because just different position, like different kind of player, right? But like those are, and they both came from the farm system. You can pick either of them, but it's one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Mine is a real outlier because he's not even with the team right now.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Nick Robertson.
I thought you were going to say Peter Mrazek.
Nick Robertson. I'm not leaving this guy's side. This guy is going to be a top 6 player next year with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just love everything about him. Maybe because he reminds me somewhat of me, but Nick Robertson is my guy, and I just chose him because if something were to happen in playoffs, I think that this would be the kind of guy who would be a big time playoff performer. But I think
so too.
Yeah.
Wait, not Nice?
Oh man, we'll get to the nice hysteria after.
Yeah. He's got his Frozen 4 this weekend. He could join the team as early as next week.
Yeah, and wasn't there a quote or something saying he's probably going to return to college next year too? So who knows? Let's just temper our expectations on that. We don't even need to go to it. I know you don't. I'm just saying Leafs Twitter is like, oh, Matt,
it's going
to be
it's so weird.
Yeah, like, but the funny thing is, wasn't everyone about Abruzzese going crazy saying he's going to be like in our top 6? He's so sick. And then like, have we really noticed him even on the fourth line?
No.
Like, yeah, he's been very whatever, right? So it's just like, temper your expectations. We got a sick team. Yeah. We don't need Nyes to be anything yet.
No.
And if anything, don't burn an entry level, be able to hold on to this guy.
This is under 10 games. This would be under 10 games.
Even for next year, like if he goes back to college, it's like, okay.
I hope he gets to play a few games this year.
Yeah. But I won't be upset if he doesn't come to the Leafs next year. That's all I'm saying.
No, I won't either.
So the next one is our favorite acquisition. And I'm going to give you guys 2 tiers here. The one will be during mid-season acquisition, and the other one will be preseason acquisition. And what are your answers on that one? Start with you, Mark.
So I put for my preseason one, Kasha, because that guy is so scary and fun to watch. And
he's a kamikaze jet.
Literally terrifying.
So I just love it. And then the other one would be Gio, just because he's the real deal.
Not Boosh? I thought you'd go Boosh.
I'll say Boosh because of the trade itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Someone has to say him.
The minus of Richie with plus Lyubushkin, that's heavy, right?
Yeah.
But like at the same time though, then I'm gonna create nuance there, but also say you're not allowed to put Blackwell and Gio together.
Yeah, exactly.
So because Blackwell and Gio together, like if you have a serviceable fourth line player on top of that, that's like your third or fourth round pick, right?
Especially with how shit our fourth line has been for most of the season, right? It's nice to have a little bit more speed there. So
and it's nice having a fourth liner. It's nice having a fourth liner that like if we got a guy like Blackwell, they just kind of wouldn't play him. You know what I mean? Like we're so used to getting these guys and then you just kind of like don't play them and then they get going waivers and then they're gone. So it's nice. Or they play really well for a couple games. Like he can play on the second line. I swear it'll work. It's like he's a fourth liner or a third liner, and he is that. I don't think he's anything less. I don't think he's really anything more. But it's nice. My favorite acquisition.
It's also fun just on the Blackwell. Like we paid so much for Thomas Plekanec, and I would rather have Blackwell on this team than
Dude, Nick Foligno. We gave a first and a
fourth.
Exactly.
And I would still rather Foligno, but like
I would have paid that for them.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy how how amazing the last year of Dubas especially has been. But Dan, go ahead, your favorite acquisition.
Preseason, I think it would have been Kasha. I'm trying to actually remember. I think Kasha was my preseason. I'm trying to just remember. I'm not trying to like make a lie here. I think it was Kasha.
I will tell you guys that at the start of the season when we were talking about Kasha, I was very high on Andre Kasha, and you guys were like, oh, he's always injured, blah blah
well
blah.
No, but it's one of those guys that he's going to score if he plays.
Yeah
Everyone knew that.
You did say that. I had no idea who he was.
I'm surprised no one went with Bunting.
It was close.
Yeah, but mine is going to be Comp
because we have too many awards. Okay.
Yeah, true. Mine's going to be Comp because we haven't had a shutdown, good defensive, good face-off, third/fourth line centerman since Alan McCauley, Matt Stajan. Like, I can't. Yeah, it's really that long ago. So I just like his versatility within the lineup. He can play PK. He's still a big body. Like he can score, but he's also nothing really happens defensively.
What's funny? I'm going to interrupt. The reason why I think this defensive lineup works so well, it's because you put guys that just cannot create offense. So they have to play defense. You know what I mean? Like Austin Matthews can probably play defense on that line just as good as Comp, but you would never want him to. Right? Mikheyev can't do shit by himself. Or like can't do shit with Comp. And Comp can't do shit with Mikheyev. And Mikheyev can't do shit with Engvall. And I know they do score, but like the fact that they're not super offensive allows them to be defensive.
Well, that's the whole reason you want home ice advantage, right? So you can have last change and put the Comps out against the Bergeron, Pasternak, Marchand line or the Barkov line, right? Like you want to have that so that you don't have to waste Matthews.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you had a Kadri, you might burn him on playing offense. And I know he wasn't crazily defensive, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Or like a Tavares.
End of the year for me is Gio. I think we all kind of agree with that. It was between you made a good point, Dan, just like in the trade itself. Mm-hmm. Maybe it would be Bouge, but like who would I rather if you had to cut one of them for the lineup, for the playoff lineup? It would be.
It's kind of nice that we're at the point of the season that we're not really caring about next year.
Yeah.
Because salary cap doesn't matter. Next year doesn't really matter right now. We're at that point where it's like it's just now, which is kind of nice.
Well, we also know that Mrazek very likely won't be with our team. So even if we are thinking salary cap, that's 3-point-something million that you're going to have free. So
I don't know why people always, you know why people always go, we don't have enough money next year? Because they always expect us to lose in the first fucking round, which means you need to do something, right? You need a big change, right? And it's like, wait, what if we're just good and we're fine? We don't need to do anything, right?
Yeah, what if we win it and run it back?
Why would you even say that?
Wear a fuck them picks t-shirt.
Why do you just lie on camera, man? This is going on the internet. People will know.
I'm all in on the Leafs. I don't. Whatever. People can chirp me all they want, but there's no point in being a fan of my opinion if you don't think so.
I think we can win, but
no, I think we will win. Best veteran, Mark. Start us off.
Like I was gonna say Gio just instantly, but I'm still going Spezza because
Meister.
He's just such a god. And I was looking at it and like we're freaking out about how sick Engvall is with his 27 points in 66 games. Spezza has 21 points in 62 games.
Yeah, with like 2 minutes a game playing.
Yeah, he's only a couple points off Engvall, and we love that guy.
Yeah.
Spezza's on the fourth with
with
crap.
Simmons. And
Yeah.
No,
Clifford.
I think I tweeted that. I'm like, is Spezza getting worse, or is he just playing with Simmons?
Yeah.
Because he's an offensive player, right? And he's playing with you guys watch Wayne Simmons skate. Like,
he tries
it's
his hardest.
bad. Right? I honestly, like, we talked about, like, do you remember how Wayne Simmons played 5 years ago? Did it look like that?
I don't remember.
The skating. I know, like,
I remember him being like a Thomas Holmstrom, and I remember being scared on the power play because he would just stand. He'd be like JVR but tough, and just stand in front of the net and just do like whatever he wanted there.
What I mean is, like, has his skating regressed that much, or did people seriously watch him? First line player.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm surprised that for like analytics purposes, they haven't like strapped on like a wrist thing that like measures how fast like you're going.
Like the soccer players wear the like sports bra that tracks everything.
Yeah, and just like
why don't they
is
just
his
wear
speed
that?
gone down? You know, like maybe they do. They just don't want to put it out for the public to see. But like, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah. He, like Joe Thornton probably doesn't want it going out at his last like 10 miles.
Because like you're trying to still be nice to the players. So like if they want to go somewhere else and play in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's Wayne Simmons' resting heart rate is 127. He's basically an 80-year-old asthmatic.
Yeah, he's basically at a Tiesto concert constantly. I don't even think that it's his foot speed that's lacking for Simmons. It's just his puck control seems like he doesn't really. Yeah, even this breakaway.
No, it's not even
just
terrifying. It's just like
it's hectic.
Yeah. It just looks like he's trying.
It's Cash's skating.
He's skating on his stick.
Is Cash's skating. Okay, so
it's like
Mark,
you really don't want.
I'm going to Spez. I still think he's got it. He's just being kind of held back, but he needs the rest. I think at that.
It would be like getting held back in in grade school, but you're like partnered with the dumb kid, right? Constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like, and you got a 50 on this presentation. Yeah. But and Spezza will never say anything. I know no one would say anything on the team, but he wouldn't even mention to Keith.
No,
right? Like, hey man, like I know I'm not playing well, but
he's just happy.
Beside this cinder block, he is literally happy to be there. And Keith said he's going to be like on the roster. He might not play every game, but he's going to that playoff roster, right?
Yeah, and he's going to be on the bench or in some form with the Leafs next year. Whether that's an administrative role or whatever. Din, who's your best veteran?
I just haven't watched enough of the game since the deadline to say Gio, so I'm going to say Spezza. And Muzzin's been out too much to say him either.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little bit.
What if I said Austin Matthews?
I don't think he's there yet, but the guy I'm going to say is questionable on that verge, and that's Morgan Riley. I think
that's a good answer. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
He's been with the Leafs the longest. He's a veteran now, and he's
always talking to the refs.
Yeah.
I love that, right? Because that holds them accountable. You have to talk to them, but it's got to be the right person.
Yeah.
Right. It could be Johnny. I just don't think he.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
You're not that guy. Yeah.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. You're not that
guy. So the next one is just this isn't quite an award, but the most hype player, the guy that's just like when he's on the ice, just like gets you like hype, or when he scores, it's just like, whoa, like fuck yeah. Like who's that guy for you? Who's the guy that you really want to see do well?
It used to be Nylander. It's not anymore.
I went Bunting.
Bunts. Yeah.
When he's on the ice, I'm excited. I'm like, what the hell is this guy going to do? And when he scores, I'm like, oh my God, he looks so happy.
Yeah.
So I just get hyped for everything he does.
Yeah, fair.
Who gets you fired up?
Bunting gets me fired up, but I don't want to say him because he always gets me fired up. So that's not really fair. Right. Because he's just consistently like that. Like he could throw a shot in the netting and he'd be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I loved his quote. Did you see it when Matthews was given like his 50th game puck? He's like, "You're welcome."
No.
Yeah.
I'll say Johnny, man, because people give him so much shit, and I think on this podcast we don't really appreciate him a lot, but I don't think we're negative to him at all.
Yeah, we're indifferent.
I think we're neutral. We're indifferent, right? We're aware he's good. We're aware he's not should not make $11 million. Both are true.
Yeah. But to get him on this team, which we're happy he's here, you needed to pay him $11 million.
Yeah. And the other people are like, oh, well, if we'd have so much money. Yeah, we would. We'd probably spend it on someone stupid. Go look. Did I say it on this podcast last time? Where it was like,
you did.
Go look at the last 5 years of free agent signings over $6 million.
Josh Anderson,
like it's just other than
Max Domi,
like Panarin, but he went to the only market that's probably bigger than ours.
Yeah, Patrick Laine. So like there's a lot, right? Like Seth.
They're all not great contracts, right? All the defensemen from the offseason, Ristolainen, right? Like all the defensemen, Seth Jones, Nurse,
which is amazing how he pulled up that Geo deal.
Yeah,
like, they could have looked like look what Ben Sherratt got.
Oh my god,
we were gonna use that money on something stupid.
Yeah,
I could see
and
that.
Paying my $9 million center 11, so paying him 22% more, I'll take that.
Yeah, right. And John Tavares
so good.
Is one of I would say the top 3 second line centers, if not the best second line center in the entire league. Nazem Kadri might have him beat, but like
if we win the cup, it's going to be because of them, right? That second line playing well, right? Because no one's going to doubt that first line is going to do well. No one's going to doubt that second line is going to do poor. Yeah. But if that second line plays like it can, which most likely it has to for us to win the cup, that's going to be one of the biggest reasons, right?
Yeah. So I have a question for you guys.
Oh God!
If Matt Sundin was Johnny T's age, who would be the second line center and who would be the third line center?
It would be Sundin.
Yeah.
Third?
Yeah.
You think Sundin would be second or third?
I think Tavares would be third.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would tend to agree, but that's just because I think we're all massive because he was the only good player we had in our childhood.
Together, baby. Put the Swedes together.
Yeah.
You can play with
backhand, man. Okay, and my guy is Kasha because whenever he does anything, he just like jumps out of the building. It's just like
he gets a puppy that grew like a Great Dane that grew overnight.
Yeah, we're gonna start calling him Kamikaze Kasha, and I just whenever he does anything, especially that's why I like when he plays with Comp because you tell they're such good friends that they just get so hyped for each other. Like Comp could score a goal and Kasha wouldn't be on the ice and you jump off.
Wait, can I change my person who I get most hyped for scoring is David Comp?
David Comp, just because of Kasha's reaction or what?
Actually, no, it's probably Mikheyev because he just misses so much.
Yeah, and he does have some good sellies too. When was the last time that we saw a Leaf do like a classic sell, like something that's like memorable?
Marner kind of does them, doesn't he?
Yeah, kind of. But like when's the last time in the entire league there's been like a Teemu Solani type celebration? You know, like when has there been a Theo Fleury
point?
That was a good one.
That was good. That was clever.
That was good.
Yeah, we haven't really done anything crazy.
A fuck you refs and scoring is just
that
gets me going.
So that's it for our awards. Everyone in the comments, write out who you think for each of those categories, who your awards go to. And let's get a little bit into the playoffs. And I know we talked about this on our they're coming. And we talked about this a little bit on every of our last 5 podcasts. But right now I am the most confident saying I do not care who we play first round.
No, literally
does not matter. Would Boston be a little bit higher in my list if you would want to play? Yes, but I'm not scared to go.
That's not because of who you're facing.
Yeah.
That's not because of the players on the team
right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just because it's Boston.
Yeah.
It's because if you don't care, you might as well face the team who, if you win, will boost morale the most.
Yeah.
It's got to be Boston.
Yep.
Right.
And also, does anyone else?
Everyone knows. You could be like, well, a lot of the players weren't on the team then. They all know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They would feel it.
Yeah. Does anyone else get frustrated when Ray Ferraro continues to say, this isn't how hockey should be played. This isn't playoff hockey when goals are being scored?
Dude, what I'm really trying to get... So, we miss games, right? We miss some of the games, right? We're diehard fans. They just can't keep up. I honest to God think they watch about 20% of what they kind of claim to watch.
especially
right? We've done podcasts with watching 5 minutes of the goddamn game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I just think they make up shit. They go to the back of the narrative because at least that will probably fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he just tries to do hot takes and he just looks like an idiot.
You can always revert to think about the narrative of our defense sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Like, it literally just doesn't.
Yeah.
It does not suck. Right.
Well, and I think that like the Steve Simmons is a very obvious troll job that he gets clicks from being offensive.
He works for a newspaper.
Skip Bayless is a classic of just like, you don't actually believe this guy believes what he
Mark Mathot does it too now.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, exactly. And then like, you got to think that like Kiprios is doing it. Ferraro probably does it a little bit.
Because like you're telling me, what I mean is like Kiprios doesn't go out for dinner with his wife and miss the game and then just knows he still has to write something the next day or say something.
Yeah,
or you watch one clip, right?
Yeah. And nothing gets clicks like pissing off Leaf fans.
Yeah,
because you're gonna get the clicks of everyone else who hates the Leafs, and you're gonna get the clicks of us. Not me. I don't do it anymore, but. Yeah, it makes me mad enough that we blew up.
It is super funny that I get none of my only like hockey information I get now is basically from my Twitter feed.
Yeah, from just fans like us. Yeah,
because
wild.
Which is kind of frustrating. Like, I can't watch Steve Dangle anymore. I can't, and like that used to be that like middle line where it's like a little bit of us with media mixed together. And I can't watch any of them now. I don't listen to any of the Leafs podcasts I used to because. Like I said, because they're actually paid to watch. If we make a podcast and we watch 5 minutes and we say dumb shit, it doesn't matter. Right. Yeah. But if they do, it's like, guys, you get paid for this. Watch the goddamn game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It just frustrated me a lot because it's just like he was just the whole game. He's like, they're scoring goals, so these teams aren't going to go anywhere in the playoffs. It's like the whole point is to outscore your opponent. I'm just like, I'm. And
what are they supposed to do?
A lot of things
is lazy.
Yeah, a lot of things went wrong for the Leafs last game, and that's going to happen sometimes. And like, you got to be somewhat happy if we have to play Florida. Like, Bobrovsky's going to be their starting goalie.
Oh yeah.
You know, like,
and that defense is fucking Swiss cheese.
Very suspect.
Although I feel bad that they don't have Ekblad.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to see if he can. They're saying he's going to come back for the playoffs, but.
How much do you dislike Gudas?
Oh yeah,
dude,
I would love him on my team, but
I think he's beans, man.
He's garbage.
Yeah,
he does is frustrate the other team.
Beans.
He does take some.
He frustrates his own
penalties.
Team.
Yeah,
I remember I used to make the joke that he's so like crazy that he would instead of kidnapping the other team's like kids and be like, unless you let us win. I'm not going to give your kids back. He would steal his own teammates' kids and be like, if you guys don't play well, they're gone. Right? He's just, he's beans. Big beans.
That, like, again, going against Sherratt and Gudas, though, will be annoying. And I really, like, who is
Can't wait to watch him play 6 minutes.
Bennett? That I really don't like on that. I think it's
Bennett. Yeah, it's Bennett.
Yeah, oh, man. Like, at least Bunting, when he's being a rat, will like get in someone's face and stay. Like, he's not just gonna.
I think never be biased to your own rat. If we didn't have Bunting, we would probably hate him. Would it be more or less than Bennett? Maybe not, but we would hate him.
Here's just the only difference for me is like Bunting, if he's gonna get an altercation, isn't gonna like just slash someone and skate away. Like, he's gonna slash someone and stay there and get beat up. You know, like at least he accepts his punishment, which is why I don't really like Marchand because he's just gonna do sneaky shit beyond it. But
I love Marchand now because I love it because he realized that he didn't need to be a rat.
Yeah, he's actually a decent hockey player. So the last thing that we're gonna touch on is just I want your guys' opinion on what is your most, if you had to choose one most concerning aspect of the Leafs lineup heading into the playoffs, what would it be?
There's only one answer.
Yeah. It's got to be goaltending, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's two answers.
What's yours?
So the obvious, the problem for us not winning the cup is the second line. The problem for us not winning the first round is the goalies.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think there's a lot of context to that I probably shoot myself in the foot there somewhere because you can't make the cup finals without winning the first round. And I just told you can't win the first round without a goalie. But
yeah,
you can win the first round without a second line, but they need to play well.
Yeah.
And do we care about winning the first round, or is it like third, like it's conference finals and cup finals are bust?
Yeah, but also it'd be so nice just to win the first round. But I just like
I know
last year,
what would they say?
Kerfoot stepped up into playing an absolutely amazing, borderline dominant role on a second line. Granted, it was against Montreal, but like there are going to be guys that in that top six where I'm not too as concerned as some people say, because you could slot anyone from Kasha, Kerfoot, Engvall, even Mikheyev to play with Tavares and Nylander, and all of those guys could very well be.
What was their second line
good.
last in the playoffs?
It was Galchenyuk,
I'm pretty sure we have this
Kerfoot, and Nylander. We're better than that, right?
Ooh.
So, yeah.
I mean, it always is going to look pretty bad without Tavares, but
yeah.
Oh my God. I see where things kind of fell apart now.
So I'm going to give you guys our lineup starting game one. So this is when John Tavares was in the lineup. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Zach Hyman, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
Nick Foligno, John Tavares, William Nylander. Alex Kerfoot, Riley Nash, and Ilya Mikheyev. And then Joe Thornton, Jason Spezza, and Wayne Simmons.
Oh, yeah, the fourth line is just gonna
play like 7 minutes, but that's so bad.
I picture like someone kicking the feet out from under someone, and that's our fourth line.
Dude,
that second line sounds sick though.
Yeah, if Foligno was hurt, Tavares was hurt, so basically you lose two of those players. So it's just like we have such a better team on every level. That's why when people are talking with this, I get what you're saying, and I know a lot of people on Leafs Twitter are saying like,
dude, I want to
log
off my Zoom account after that is brutal. We wanted to win a cup.
Yeah, Riley Nash on the third line is tough.
You should, when you said why do you think we're better, you should just read out that lineup.
Yeah,
because like,
and
I know
that
the
team lost in
really
Game
matter,
7 to the team that made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. So, like,
there's also a lot of context to that.
There is a lot of context, but we also lost John Tavares. So, like, I just
Polino. And
he sucked. Screw that guy.
And he still
Muzzin and Tavares.
Yeah, so that was we have a step up on every single level except goaltending. We still have Jack Campbell, and I'm okay with Eric Chalgren being our backup. And if he has to play games, I wouldn't be like too like head over heels. But
he hasn't done anything that really pissed me off.
Sorry,
like he hasn't done anything to like really like just. Well, besides the last
goal was
Also, we're not winning anything with him in net. Sorry.
Well,
but if he has to just play 1 or 2 games, I'm fine, but not a whole season.
No. The thing is, though, if Campbell is out, it's because he's not playing for a month.
Very true.
Right. Or it's the back-to-back.
Yeah, and I think we all have faith in Jack Campbell, but we could get any type of Jack Campbell. I have faith in Jack Campbell.
We just need him to be okay for at least a bit.
And are we seeing what's happened to Freddie Anderson right now in Carolina?
Is he playing really well still?
Playing really bad right now. He's playing end of the season, Freddie Anderson bad. And people are starting to turn on him there.
That's my boy, Freddie. That's my boy, Freddie.
So
gonna have to start following Kane's Twitter.
Yeah, they're probably not as cocky anymore. And especially because they're gonna have to play one of Tampa or Boston first round. Man, oh man, this Eastern Conference is just effed. It's crazy. And lastly, what is your most exciting playoff series that you hope to get in that is not part of the Leafs? What is one that you really want to see?
Would Florida Tampa be cool?
It would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that.
But I don't think there's any chance of that because Florida will come first. Yeah, and it'll be Washington that they get.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. Mine is going to be Vegas and Colorado because I would love to see Colorado get knocked out.
Vegas isn't making the playoffs, man.
Do you guys want to hear the lineup for tonight? That's about to happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's the Bunting, Matthews, Marner line, and then it's Mikheyev, Tavares, Kerfoot, Nylander, Kampf, Engvall, and Abruzese, Blackwell, and Simmons.
So that's the same as the last game.
And then the Muzzin Brody, Gio Hall,
Yeah, I saw that.
Riley the Boosh.
All right.
Why didn't Lily play today? I don't get why you don't let him play.
My idea that I told you guys is you're just trying to test out as many possibilities as possible, because if an injury happens,
I just don't like that I don't like that you can go sit. You can sit Brody. You can sit Muzzin. You can. I just don't want him not playing.
I didn't like they sat Boosh last game.
I don't feel like that's fair. But if Boosh sits out and then he plays 4 games and he sits out again, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone can take their turn to have a sit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. I was upset by it at first because I'm like,
Gio could sit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So anyways, that'll be it for us. We're going to have to go turn on the game right now and watch us
I got to make Dallas. Food in 13 minutes.
By the time that you guys see this video, the game will be over. So you're going to hear our terrible bold takes right now. Mark, what do you got for tonight's game?
I'm going 5-1 Leafs.
Nice. Then?
Yeah. 3-1. Leafs.
3-1. All right, 6-2 Leafs. All right, that's it for us. we just can't stop scoring. And Matthews is going to beat the Leafs record tonight. I don't think that's even.
I love that. That would get me fired up.
Yeah,
that would get me fired up.
Ready. Yeah.
All right, that's it for us.
Cheers, boys.
We're going to try and have more consistent content with playoffs rolling up. I know we've been MIA a little bit, even if it's just one of us coming on and talk shit. We're going to do our best. And for anyone, I'm going to be flying from Vancouver back to Toronto at some point for Leafs game. We're going to go watch it right in the streets with all the other real fans, not the suits. And for anyone watching this, if you want to come out and hang out with us, we'll get a big group of Leafs and lads.
Pints.
Yeah, let's get absolutely wasted and watch Leafs win, then go party after. So that's it for us. We'll see you next time.
Cheers, boys.